Hi YouTube. I'm here today to talk about the implications and practicality of free religion in America when it comes to theistic Satanism, based on an experience I had at school. Now we all know the basic founding of America, revolution and stuff, and after this we had a constitution, and in the Bill of Rights, which is attached to this constitution, we had the freedom of religion. Now I find this kind of funny, for my school is pretty open about everything, and so out of respect for Father Satan, I put a couple posters, like just regular 8 by 11-inch pieces of paper with his sigils on them, and put them in my locker in the top compartment where most nobody can see them, so that wouldn't offend anybody. And so I thought this was fine, and I heard that a little bit later people were looking in my locker. And so I put a sign up because I wanted to keep this, right? Because it's out of respect. And I put a sign up saying, if it's not your locker, please go away. This is trespassing. And so that worked for a little bit. And then today, I got called into the office by a couple of teachers. Now, before I go on, I just want to say I have extreme respect for both of these teachers and the school. I can say nothing but good things about this school and the teachers. So I'm not ragging on them. I'm ragging on kind of America as a whole. But they said that some students complained because they saw a shrine in my locker, what they called a shrine to the devil. And so they said that this offended them and said a lie that I was looking up guns and school shootings during math class, which was a lie, of course. And so I was talking to these teachers and I explained to them how it's really peaceful and how I put a sign up saying, you probably shouldn't trespass here. If it's not your locker, go away. You might see things you don't want to see. And with this paper up the sign, you cannot see any of the sigils unless you move the paper aside. So these students were obviously trespassing, after being warned. So I find it funny how these students who made the complaint feeling that they weren't safe had trespassed not once against our school honor code because we cannot put locks on our lockers, and after the warning that they did not heed, they went and looked at it. And then they got offended about it and then complained to the office, when it was clear that they shouldn't have been there, A, and 2, they wouldn't have known about it if they weren't trespassing. And then they started a big deal about it, and how I'm the one who has to take it down because people don't feel safe. I don't feel safe because people are invading my privacy. And apparently, I don't have a right to say that you can't go into my locker, which I find is kind of funny. But freedom of religion is kind of skewed. Let's put it like this. You have a freedom to practice your religion, as long as you're Christian, or Catholic, or a follower of Judeo-Christian beliefs. As long as we're following this, you're good. Now, if you get into things like Satanism, whoa, let's start taking away your rights. And I thought this was, like, a lot of discrimination. See, I'm the one punished here. When I'm doing things by my own, I'm not waving around Satan sigils in people's face saying, "Hail Satan" and "Fuck Jesus." It's not like I'm just flopping my arms around preaching, like many Christians do at that school. They were trespassing, and they were warned, and then they had the audacity to file a complaint, and don't get in trouble for it. I think it's mostly because of fear, though. I'm not gonna blame the students, but I am gonna say that it was fear that made them do this. Fear is the opposite of knowledge. Fear is the antithesis of freedom. When we gain knowledge, we lose our fears. If these people had known jack shit anything about Satan, they probably wouldn't have made this complaint. In fact, they probably wouldn't have had the decency to not even trespass if they'd known anything. I feel like it's every Satanist's job to enlighten the populace, so that things like this don't happen, so that discrimination stops. I think that this was a really biased move, and like I said, I have respect for these teachers. They're just doing their job, but I still think that it was an unfair call. I think that this needs to stop in America. I have the freedom to practice what I want where I want. That is the freedom of religion and freedom of expression and freedom of speech that was granted to me in the Bill of Rights. And I think that that being neglected because some kids trespassed and then filed a complaint is wrong. That's all I have for today, YouTube. Thanks.